This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat fart. We keeping the foot on the whoop, all dicks. We keeping the foot on the whoop, all dicks. And like the Tibetan man shift that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus spikes. Let's talk about it, man. Alright. Bigger picture here. Bottom line is as simple as this. Kevin Durant and the Jay Williams situation. I'm going to explain what happened in that situation, why it ended up the way it did, and basically what the forecast looks like moving forward. Kevin Durant is a man after my own heart, man. And the reason why I say this is because Kevin Durant, just like He Knows Everything, always has to check people quick, fast, in a hurry like UPS. There's nothing better than telling people off and telling people how you feel right then and there about a situation. Especially if you're not comfortable with it. Especially if what is going on basically puts you in a position to where you have to confront it. Confrontation to most people is not a thing that most people like to do. Most people don't like to have. Most people, they are afraid of confrontation on any level, on any stretch of the imagination. Confrontation to them is scary. Because with confrontation, that means that they have to basically face that person head on. And a lot of times, facing someone head on via confrontation makes people wonder why they're doing it in the first place. But here's the thing. Jay Williams had a private conversation with Kevin Durant. If you have a private conversation with somebody and you are part of the media, you know damn well if you go and reciprocate whatever that was said in private between you and that person in public without that person's consent, you're going to find yourself in what we call a precarious situation. Kevin Durant basically had to G-check Jay Williams because Jay Williams got out of pocket. There's a decorum that is called basically understanding your role, knowing your place, operating in it, and living in it. What do I mean when I say all of that? Well, the bottom line in the bigger picture is this. If Jay Williams would have just went to Kevin Durant and said, look, Kevin, I really want to talk about what we talked about on the boardroom or wherever we talked about it in private. I want to talk about it on ESPN. Do I have your permission to do that? I mean, it's really a simple thing. If he would have done that, then he wouldn't have found himself in a precarious situation where he had to get checked quick, fast, in a hurry like UPS. Checking people is something that has to be done thunderously. Now you guys are seeing why He Knows Everything loves Kevin Durant, dog. I love Kevin Durant because I see myself in Kevin Durant in a lot of ways. It's just like on YouTube. Whether I did collabs or whether I was involved with people, people knew they just couldn't run up on me. People know that they got to come at me a certain way. And if they don't, I'm going to check them fast. Because in life, you got to check people all the time. You have to. You have to always have your ready player one finger on that damn trigger to check people. Let me say it again. You have to have your ready player one finger on the trigger to check people. It doesn't matter if you never deal with that person again. It doesn't matter if that person tells you, I'm never gonna affiliate myself with you again. Their lasting memory of you in their mind is going to be that you checked their rabbit ass. And at that moment, they may be mad at you. But ultimately, they're gonna respect you. This is what checking is all about. Checking creates a dichotomy. It creates a situation. It creates basically a mindset that no one's gonna disrespect you or no one's gonna come at you any kind of fucking way. That's what I love about the caveat of checking people. Checking has so many parameters that's associated with it that it's basically a conglomeration. It's a levying onslaught. Kevin Durant did this because Kevin Durant told you his mission statement. I got it the first time he said it. Mr. Do Me and I Chill. Why didn't you get that memo, Jay Williams? A lot of people don't get when people say something. Kevin Durant is not your traditional superstar. He's not your status quo superstar. He's a Mr. Do Me and I Chill superstar. That means he does him and he chills. He doesn't want to be dealing with people like that. Kevin Durant loves his own company. That's very obvious. This is not about the go along, get along gang. It's not about, a lot of people like to make shit more than what the fuck it is, man. Jay Williams tried to be opportunistic. He tried to market himself at a higher level to try to say that he's in with Kevin Durant. But Jay Williams is no different than any other media head. They're going to try to get in with whoever that's in front of them that they can get in and get ahead with. I mean, it's the nature of the beast. This is how they operate. This is how they roll. This is how they move. This is how they unction themselves. This is how they get around. This is how they do their affairs. They try to do what they think that's going to be in their best interest. But the bottom line, and it's as simple as this, is really what we would say is this. That when we look at Jay Williams of the world, we see a guy that got out of pocket. Kendrick Perkins has now inserted himself, and Kevin Durant's going to check him too. Because Kendrick Perkins had the unmitigated gall and the audacity and the nerve to say, because I got to talk about it, it's going to be a 2-part video on this shit. The unmitigated gall and the audacity and the nerve to say, well, Kevin Durant was wrong because Kevin Durant needs to direct who he's talking about. No, Kevin Durant don't have to direct who he's talking about. Kevin Durant is talking in an overall umbrella. And when he's talking an overall umbrella, that means he's lumping your sorry ass into the cold. Let me say it again. He's lumping your sorry ass into the cold because you did the same shit. Talking about shit in private with this guy and then boistering it out in public. Michael Rappaport, same shit. So when Kevin Durant is talking in a generalized term, he has a lot of blueprints that allows him to talk in an overall umbrella. That means he's killing so many birds with one stone. He's Jay-Zing the situation. That isn't he with Rock Nation Sports? Isn't that who he's with? So he's learning the metaphor aspect from Jay-Z. How to be metaphorical, how to kill so many birds with one stone. Jay does this in rhymes all the fucking time. Kevin Durant is doing this in basically filtrating and getting after everyone that has got on his fucking nerves. And he has every right to do this. And the reason why Kevin Durant has every right to do this is because a lot of people are annoying as fuck. Especially when it comes to the way that they move, in so much so in how they govern their affairs with the media. Jay Williams is no different than a Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins is no different than a Michael Rappaport. All of these guys have one commonality in mind, one commonality rule in place, one commonality situation in how they govern themselves. And you want to know what that is? They all sit here and try to get after these NBA stars and try to release stuff about them that really they shouldn't be releasing in the first place. So when you see a Kevin Durant get after these guys, it's because Kevin Durant has his right. He's well within his right to do so. But it's more fundamentally true in the aspect of as simple as this, that not only is Kevin Durant well within his right to do this, Kevin Durant is also a guy that when it's all said and done, when you see him get put in a box, you see him get put in a precarious situation like this, where he's basically has to defend himself. He basically has to showcase that what is being talked about was something that wasn't supposed to be talked about in the first place. Then he's going to basically say something about it. This is what the checking is all about. A lot of people don't have this checking ability. See, like me, I got to go check my supervisor at my job right now. Because something she did yesterday. It was the end of the day. I had to go, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do that shit when I get up in the morning. Because when you are a checker and it's in your job to check a motherfucker, you gotta do it, and you don't give a fuck because it's in your natural born right to do it. She did something that was out of pocket, and she did it very slick. But you know, I'm a busy person. I got shit to do. I got to get back to my house. I got to deal with real estate affairs. I got shit going on. So I say, you know what? I'll get her ass the next day. And I say it's going to be even worse for her because guess what? That means now I got to sit on it. The worst thing you can do for a motherfucker to check is you got to sit on the fact that you got to check a motherfucker. Now, I'm fresh with it. It's fresh in my mind. I'm about to go exactly into it and deal with it. So the checking is going to be extra, dog. It's going to be extra spicy. It's going to be extra special, dog. It's going to be crispier than a fucking 3-piece. It was going to be crispier than a 3-piece the time that I was going to do it then. Now it's going to be super crispier. Because people that like to check, the worst thing you can do is let them sit on a damn check. Because when they sit on the check, that means the check is going to be more lethal. Kevin Durant checked Jay Williams and basically reminded him of a common rule. You want to know what the common rule is? Do not ever think in your life, because I let you in to a certain degree, that you can get out of pocket and say whatever you want to say, that you can get slide to the mouth. This is what He Knows Everything, formerly known as He Knows the Sport, has to do to people. When people get out of pocket, I don't give a fuck who you are, male, female, I don't give a fuck. And you start throwing slick jabs, you start saying slick, I'm going to check you, and I'm going to remind you, and I'm damn near going to ridicule you, and I'm going to embarrass you, and I'm going to actually make fun of you, because I don't give a fuck. Kevin Durant don't give a fuck. That's what it boils down to. When you're an alpha male at the highest levels, you don't give a fuck. Now you guys see why I fucks with Kevin Durant so much. Because Kevin Durant reminds me of me in a lot of ways. You guys think that I root for these people because these people are like people that I root for like that? No, I don't give a fuck about these people, man. I never really gave a fuck about them. I root for people because I see myself in people. When I see myself in somebody, I'm going to genuinely root for them. You want to know why? Because I see something in my fiber, something in my DNA that tells me that I got to root for this motherfucker. That's what it boils down to. He Knows Everything is self-absorbed and he knows everything. Anyone that has met He Knows Everything, everyone that knows He Knows Everything knows this. I don't give a fuck about no damn Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant don't give a fuck about me. But it's what I see myself in Kevin Durant that I get enthused by, that I get enthralled by. That's what it boils down to. It's just like Earl the True Spence. The way that he is with that I don't give a fuck attitude too. That's a lot of He Knows Everything. If you've been fucking with this channel and you know how He Knows Everything is, you will see a lot of similarities drawn. When you see I root for someone, it's because I'm rooting for myself in that person. It has nothing to fucking do with that person. Because I don't fucking know that person. And I don't give a fuck if I ever know that person. I can unmitigated galley say it. I can unadulteratedly say it. Because it's the truth. Kevin Durant impressed me once again. Just like I'm going to impress myself once again. Because you always got to have your gold finger on that Ready Player One trigger to check a motherfucker. Jay Williams was out of pocket. So because he was out of pocket, he had to get checked. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. This shit has nothing to do with race. This shit have nothing to do with what all of these other weirdos like the Kwame Browns of the world are trying to make it with his 15 minutes of fame. It's just off the strength that we had a conversation. I get it. You're a fan of myself. You're damn near a fucking groupie. But all you had to do was just basically talk to me in private and say, yo, I really want to expand this conversation on ESPN. Can I do that? A lot of motherfuckers don't understand how to just simply ask. This is the world we've become into, where people don't know how to fix their rabbit ass mouths and ask people shit. People just want to run their fucking mouth. This is the world we've come into. This is the world that we're into, where people don't know how to fix their mouth to say shit. They just say whatever's on their brain. The bottom line is as simple as this. When it's all said and done, Kevin Durant and Jay Williams are both found in what we call a precarious situation. You want to know what that precarious situation is? The precarious situation is Jay Williams didn't understand what Kevin Durant did for him. Kevin Durant was giving this motherfucking invitation to basically be a guy that could be a mouthpiece for him if he was smart and he managed the affairs correctly on it. But he goes and screws it off because he wants to be the one to say that I had this private conversation with Kevin Durant. Because that's really what it boils down to. He wants to stand out. When you're around the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, the Chris Broussards of the world, all these motherfuckers that always tell you they were insiders. Adrian Ranowski, insiders. You know, it makes you want to, Rick Buechler, insiders. It makes you want to fucking have that insider's mindset too, that insider track to where you could say that you were insider, that you were privy to some insider information. But you know what's the difference between those guys and Jay Williams? Those guys learn very fucking quick that in order for them to spread that information out, they had to already get the license from that player. And if they didn't, they got checked. That's why Stephen A. Smith got checked by Kevin Durant too. Kevin Durant's checking is not discriminatory. He knows everything's checking is not discriminatory. It will check any and every motherfucker. Because when it's all said and done, people, human beings, have a tendency to get out of pocket. That's why you always got to have your go finger. You always got to have your green button pocket on that Ready Player One trigger to check their rabbit ass. And when you do it, you got to do it thunderously. And you got to do it quick, fast, in a hurry like UPS. You got to make them feel like they about to go into a corner and cry somewhere. If you didn't do it to that level, you didn't do it right. They got to feel like they second guessing themselves. They got to feel like they question themselves on all levels. I've mastered the art of checking, dog, to a level to where when I do this shit, I get people talking about me forever. Look at the mama's boy, Pure fucking Beta Supreme. You mention my name 1 second around this motherfucker, he's discombobulated a whole fucking day. Because this is what checking is all about. When you check somebody, it has to have a lasting effect, dog. If it doesn't, then you didn't do it right. The fact that Jay Williams is now going on TV and running his rabbit ass mouth about the fact that Kevin Durant checked him, then that means Kevin Durant did it the way that he was supposed to. Now, Kendrick Perkins, guess what you just did? You opened yourself up to be fucking checked again. Because nobody asked for your fucking opinion. You should have just left it as Kevin Durant was right, Jay Williams was wrong. Kevin Durant didn't do nothing wrong. It was Jay Williams that felt the need and took it upon himself to talk about something that the player didn't give him license to talk about. And now you're trying to tell Kevin Durant how he should have addressed it? Stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. I keeps the foot on the what? Higgs. I keeps the foot on the what? Higgs. When it's all said and done, Kevin Durant gets the biggest salute of the damn day, dog. But Jay Williams, you already know the drill. You already know. Stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. When it's all said and done, what you guys learn is tread light and tread carefully with the guy of a Kevin Durant order. Because like his mission statement, like he told you on social media, he's Mr. Do Me and I Chill. And if you didn't understand what that meant, after this whole Jay Williams debacle, you pretty much get it now. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.